What's the most embarrassing situation that you can remember being in as an in-store or retail investigator? And then the same question over to the instructor side of the business. What's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you while you were standing in front of a group of people?
Okay, let's go with standing in front of a group of people first. I mean, I've had plenty. I've had some of the simple stuff, like the power goes out in the middle of, like my laptop dies in the middle of a keynote with 1,000 people, and I got to figure out what to do next, or it's a tornado, or I mispronounced somebody's name. I've had the fly down, of course, during a presentation. So now I'm
Sure.
always like quadruple checking every time um, I go to the bathroom. Probably, probably twice I've been pretty good. When I say pretty good, that's a qualifier, which means not always. So I've been pretty good at knowing or remembering when I have a mic hooked up to me.
Oh
And
no.
yeah, so I, I've had two occurrences. One was worse than the other, depending on how you look at it. But when you're doing like a keynote presentation and you've got the battery pack mic on your hip and then you're wired up and you got it clipped on your lapel or whatever. If it's just a 1 hour thing, that's easy, right? Because they mic you and then they take it off. You're fine. When there's a break is when it's dangerous. Because there's when a break, you're still mic'd up, walking around talking to people. So I had one where I was speaking at a conference. I'm slowing down as I tell the story because I want to make sure I don't give any details of the folks that were there. But either way, I was outside the room talking to the leadership and getting some feedback in the break about how it went. And the person on the stage right before me was a notable political figure that people would know the name. This person did a terrible job at the session. Like it was one of the most boring presentations. So it was a federal agency that I was presenting at. So they get up there and they presented. It was so bad. I got up and presented. Then I had the break. Well, during the break, my mic was still on, and this guy's having a secret conversation with me out in the hallway that the entire group of 500 federal agents all heard the negative feedback he had to give on the person that just went before me. That was embarrassing more so for him probably than me, but it's my fault. The other one, so then I started to think, okay, turn off the mic. Like I got pretty accustomed to that. However, for those of you that ever get mic'd up at some point, the other one, without getting into too much detail, I did good. I turned the mic off, but forgot that even when the mic is off and not going through the room, it's still going to the AV guys in their headset. And so I had a full conversation about how much I couldn't stand the AV guy and how terrible he was, and he was listening to the entire conversation the whole time. So for some reason, my PowerPoint clicker didn't work the second half of that presentation, but somebody may have pulled the plug on me. So
Oh
anyway,
God.
be
Dave,
careful.
you're a terrible person.
I'm very bad. Yeah. Okay. So your second part, and I've had more,
We
man. When
could have
you're
just done this, Johnny. We could have started with this embarrassing
oh
stories
man,
and just covered the whole like 45 minutes to an hour right there.
I
Seriously.
got so many mistakes I've made. You learn like when you're in front of the audience and people, I used to have a terrible fear of public speaking. I hated it. I'd throw up.
Really?
Oh, terrible, terrible. And when I worked for Kohl's department stores, they had us do like a development day, and we had to go to the corporate office and do this like elevator pitch. And they video recorded us, and they had all your peers in the room and leadership in the room. And then everybody had a score sheet to score how well you did and what kind of feedback would they give on your present. I mean, I was so bad. I didn't know how to smile. It looked like I had a stroke. My hands were like, I didn't know what to do. I was swaying back and forth. Um, I still have it. I might even have it right here. I do. It's right here. I still have it. I watch it once in a while. It's on a little CD. Um, and I try to remember like on my anniversary at WZ every year to watch this clip because it was so bad, and it just reminds me that like you can continue to get better in something. You just put yourself on stage, and so yes, plenty of embarrassing moments on a stage for sure.
We need a copy of that
No,
disc.
that stays with me. Maybe someday. We'll see. We'll see. So
So
from
so
a
if you ever get overly confident, Dave, you just have to play that CD and then you're set
oh,
again.
not a
Right.
problem. I'm humbled all the time. That is no problem. I've had so many silly things on the stage.